Today's video is going to be about how to transition to a plant-based lifestyle. I'm going to be sharing with you some tips, some advice and some personal experience on my own journey to becoming vegan. Hi, welcome back to Red Curl Vegan. My name is Meg if you're new here, and thanks for joining me in today's video. So I'm going to be sharing with you the steps that I personally took to transition over to a plant-based lifestyle. I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of background as to why I became vegan, and just generally, hopefully, some tips and advice if this is a journey that you're interested in. However, I do want to say that this video is for anybody. This isn't just for people who are interested in going fully vegan. This is also for people who are currently meat eaters or flexitarians or vegetarians or pescatarians. Even if you are just interested in cutting down your meat or dairy or egg or fish consumption, this video is also for you. I've always said in my previous videos that I don't want my channel to just be purely for vegans. I want it to be accessible to everybody, and I don't believe that veganism is a diet. I've also mentioned in the past that I try to refrain from using the word diet because I find that it tends to have a bit of a negative connotation to it, and it kind of just makes things seem restrictive and like they're just a temporary fix, which plant-based eating isn't. It's just a choice of lifestyle. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Okay, so my first tip of this video is going to be to transition gradually. This is really important, and I also think with regards to any sort of major lifestyle change, that's really important to bear in mind that these things don't happen overnight. So on my channel, I talk about my transition to a plastic-free life, to a more sustainable life, to a more minimalist life, and none of those transitions happened overnight. They're all work in progress, they're all journeys that I'm still on. So veganism is the same, and like I said at the beginning, this video isn't just for people who want to go fully vegan. This is for people who are just generally interested in cutting or reducing down their animal product consumption. And so I would just start gradually, and as a bit of a backstory as to how I became plant-based, so 2 years ago I set myself a challenge, and I'm afraid I don't remember really where this came about, but I think the biggest reason was economical. So for financial reasons, I thought I'd set myself a challenge of going and doing my weekly shops with no meat in them, and I was actually really surprised how easy this was. And just a bit of an even further background story is I come from a farming background. So I spent the first 10 years of my life growing up on a farm in this country, and then the other 8 years of my childhood growing up on a farm in France. So I used to eat meat and dairy and eggs every single day. So this was a huge change for me. So that's what I really wanted to point out in tip number one, I guess, is that this is a gradual transition. I do understand that it can be difficult. I have been there. It's not necessarily easy to begin with, but you will be pleasantly surprised at how easy it is actually to do weekly shops. And that would be my first bit of advice, would be to start there, to try and do your weekly shop without any meat in it. I would still go out if I went for a meal and consume meat and fish and dairy, for example, but I just wouldn't buy any meat in my weekly shops. And then gradually I started to buy less and less fish, and then I, in the finish, cut out eggs and dairy. But that is just to bear in mind that it's not an overnight thing. Don't try and do it all in one day. If you aren't interested in going fully vegan, then just try to cut certain things out. Even if you do it every other day and then gradually becomes every 2 or 3 days, this is a really great start. So I just want to point out before I go any further that I am not a medical professional, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I am just an average person who's just sharing my opinion with you. I'm not here to overload you with facts and figures. I'm not here to ram anything down anybody's throat or force anything on anybody. I've always said my channel is open to any sort of dietary or eating preference. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out before I go any further. Okay, so my second tip of this video would be to watch documentaries. Now this was the big turning point for me. I went vegan just over a year ago now. In fact, I celebrated my veganiversary a couple of weeks ago, and I uploaded a video on that if you want to go and check that one out. So the cutting out the meat was about 2 years ago. I guess I gradually went vegetarian for a year, and then this past year I've been fully vegan. And the thing that was the real turning point for me was watching documentaries. So like I say, these are just recommendations if this is something that you're interested in, and I just want to share my personal experience with you. And so documentaries that I would suggest are on Netflix, and they are The Game Changers, Cowspiracy and What the Health. So they were massive game changers for me and also for my partner. My partner also came from a huge meat-eating dairy background with no thought ever given to a plant-based lifestyle whatsoever. In fact, probably even less than myself. And he also went vegan as well. And those documentaries were what really changed everything for him. So yeah, go and check them out. I'll also list some more up on the screen if I can remember some more that are really good ones to go and watch. So the third thing that I would suggest that really helped me was to buy vegan or even vegetarian or meat-free cookbooks. Now, I'll pop a photo up of the ones that I have, and they are by a guy called Miguel Barclays, I think his name is. So he does a meat-free one and he also does a vegan one. These are specifically good for people who are on a budget because they are £1 meals. So these are really budget friendly, really, really easy as well. So those were the ones that I first started with, and also just generally researching online vegan recipes and things like that, and that's what really helped me. The other thing is to follow vegan YouTubers, so like myself, you know, of course, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will be doing a lot more cooking videos and recipe videos as time goes on. My thumb is now out of my cast, so I'm going to be getting into cooking very soon, so stay tuned for more videos on cooking from myself. But yeah, aside from myself, of course, people such as Madeline Olivia, Rachel Amma, The Wicked Kitchen, all of those are people who I subscribe to and who really helped me on my vegan journey. So the next thing that I wanted to mention, and this isn't really a tip, this is more something that I just really want to share, and that is that my passion for cooking actually really grew and really took off once I became vegan, and this is something that really surprised me. I think once meat is no longer the centerpiece of a dish and you have to work with vegetables more, and I think a lot of us could say that vegetables haven't necessarily been our favorite thing. You know, we would always, I guess, turn to a chicken breast or a nice steak, but actually once you eliminate those things, it actually forces you to be a lot more creative, and this is something that really took me by surprise. So I just wanted to mention that one in here. Don't by any means think that veganism or a plant-based lifestyle is boring or tasteless. There are a lot of misconceptions about veganism, and a lot of them I believed. Of course I did. I came from a huge meat-eating, dairy-consuming, farming background. So yeah, I just wanted to pop this one in here. Not so much a tip, but more of a reassurance that veganism actually can really be very interesting, and it's great for creativity, it's great for building a passion for cooking, it's great for trying out new flavors as well, because it really means that you have to put, I think, more effort into how you cook, because you don't have the centerpiece of meat that kind of takes over the dish. You have to work with what you're cooking a bit more, and actually it can be super easy, and most importantly it is actually a lot cheaper. So yeah, I just wanted to share that my passion for cooking definitely grew after I went vegan. So the next thing that I would suggest would be to really do your research, and like I said at the beginning of the video, this isn't a video that's going to make anybody feel guilty or judge anybody for what they choose to eat, or, you know, ram a load of facts and figures down your throat. Just do your own research, and to be quite honest, I feel that I'm still learning. I still take certain things with a pinch of salt, so I'm not completely biased about veganism. I still am prepared to look at things from the other side of the coin. So far it's been a year since I've been vegan and I haven't changed my mind at all, so only do what is right for you and your body and what you're comfortable with. There is loads of scientific research out there that really is in favour of veganism with regards to the planet, obviously with regards to the animals, that's an inevitable one, and also with regards to our health. So just do your research, look up about the myths around vegan deficiencies, make sure that you look into foods that contain lots of beneficial minerals and nutrients and vitamins as well, because contrary to belief, in my personal opinion, veganism isn't lacking. In fact, to cure most inflammatory kind of diseases and things like that, plant-based eating is what is recommended, not eating meat and dairy. So that tends to be a bit of a big giveaway. But like I say, I don't want to enforce anything on anybody. I just want this video to be light-hearted and hopefully just encouragement for you. So yeah, make sure to look up what things contain the highest amount of minerals and vitamins. It is really quite easy to find them in plant-based food. I think to finish off this video before it goes on for too long, because you all know I have a tendency to talk a lot, is to not be afraid of veganism, or to not be afraid of cutting down on meat or dairy or egg or fish consumption. So like I've said, do your research, check out the documentaries that I've suggested, follow YouTubers like myself hopefully, and make sure that you know why you want to do this. So if you are interested in going fully vegan, make sure that you understand your reasons behind it, and that you, I guess, understand where you want to align your morals and what feels right to you, what feels hypocritical to you. So like I said, I'm leaving this video very open. There's no judgment from me whatsoever. I don't want to enforce my opinions on anybody. You know, you go and do your research, and hopefully you will see that a plant-based lifestyle is healthier and more compassionate and actually not anywhere near as difficult as people make out. I don't believe that it causes deficiencies, and I just feel much better in myself for it. I just feel less weighed down. But don't be scared of it. I think that's the last thing that I wanted to say. And yes, it can be difficult to eat out because often menus contain entirely meat-based dishes, but it's getting a lot better, and the amount of plant-based options in supermarkets now is unreal. Just in the last year that I've been vegan, the amount of mock meats and substitutes and vegan cheeses that are out there are amazing. I will just say, however, that processed mock meats and mock cheeses aren't the most healthy thing to consume regularly, so I definitely wouldn't do it on a daily basis. So try and just stick to a couple of times a week if you're finding it really difficult to find that alternative to dairy and meat. But yeah, don't be afraid of it. It is actually a lot cheaper. So rice and beans and pulses and lentils and fruits and vegetables are the basic staples of the world. You know, they are the cheapest ingredients in the world. Actually, consuming meat and fish is a lot more expensive. So don't be afraid, do your research, watch documentaries, buy some cookbooks, get inspired. Don't see it as a diet. Like I said, don't see it as anything restrictive, because it isn't. And it is about your mindset. If you're aligning your moral beliefs with your reasons for doing this, then you should be fine. And also, like I say, I'm going to be doing more cooking videos soon. I've got a lot more use back in my thumb. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that I broke it 8 weeks ago. It's come out of a cast. Now I'm able to wear it out of my splint. So I'm really looking forward to getting into what I was originally wanting to do with my channel, which was make cooking videos for you, budget vegan meals and things like that. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. So there you have it. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that it inspires you to try more plant-based options. And like I said, there wasn't any judgment from me in today's video. This is just simply my own personal experience and hopefully tips and advice that can help you on your journey as well. Please let me know in the comments section if there's anything else that you'd like to see from myself, or to just generally chat. I'd love to talk to you about anything. And of course, please subscribe to my channel, click like if you did enjoy this video, and share this video with anybody that you think it might benefit. And I will see you in my next video. Take care and stay safe. Bye.